Welcome to the Paradigm Shift, episode 49. Waiting for my partner in crime, the quantum quail, the articulate alligator, the blessed bat, big bad handsome Dave Meltzer to hop on. Then we got a very special guest, Juggernaut John Gordon. I can't wait for this one. Everybody's out today. Alexander, the CLS Experience, how you doing? Big Johnny, I see you. We're gonna bring you on shortly, in about 5, and we're just gonna get nuts, straight up. Big Dave, I see you. I'm bringing you on right now. Please don't look too handsome, buddy, because I've been getting a lot of feedback. You're just making me look bad. So, best right now. Guys gotta live, Quantum quail, please. Bless back. He keeps getting more handsome. The Benjamin Button, personal development, baby. How you doing?
Comparison's the thief of joy, my friend. So there is no comparison between you and I. How can I compete with that beach fur coming out the V-neck? It's looking good there. They put buttons on his shirt for a reason. I'm sure John Gordon would agree.
Remember that time when we were in LA and you sat me down and you're like, Craig, this is a very pivotal moment for your brand. You really have to pay attention and focus on how you want to be perceived. And at that moment, I never wear a cut-off shirt ever again.
Yeah, well, you look much better. Look how much. I will tell you, I have many people that I mentor in a variety of different ways. But I will tell you, this is true, in a compliment to you, Eagle, my Eagle. More people, other people that I coach, ask me what I'm doing to help you because they want to know whatever I'm telling you, they want to mirror that because of your success. They see what you're doing and they want to be like you and they want to know what secret sauce I'm giving you. So I have to thank you because my wait list is growing and growing, and I'm almost thinking about maybe marketing a Siegel the Eagle package. If you want to be like Craig Siegel, then go ahead, sign up, mentor with David Meltzer, because you'll be that great success.
I won't even ask for any royalties. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for saying that. And it's a win-win, Dave, because you mentored me, and we talk about personal stuff too. You're genuinely one of my best friends in the world. So we both win by that. But the old question is, people want to do what I'm doing, but do they want to do what I did to get here?
Right. And look, that is so true. And I start there, and I have clients. I just actually fired one of my coaching clients because I could never make them successful, because they liked the calls with me, but there was no work or activity afterwards. And you are consistent, you listen. So there's 3 things that we do, right? Contribution, accumulation, and distribution. There's learning, execution, and equity in life. And you don't get the equity in life, the annuity of life, the thrivation, as I call it, in life, where your energy begets more energy. You don't get there unless you go through the learning stage and the execution stage every day. You cannot give the extra mile every once in a while. You have to give the extra mile every day. And that's what Craig Siegel does.
Yeah. And one thing I had to learn, or I got to learn when I started seeking counsel and mentorship from you, is that the more stuff I don't know, the more excited I get to pick your brain about. Whereas the old Craig was like, I don't know it, I'll figure it out myself. And that was a little egotistical. So I've been able to work within the ego and actually look forward and be excited to let you know, Dave, I'm not sure about this. What are your thoughts?
You've even taken in a step past that in your evolution to when there's mistakes, failures, and setbacks, you're capable of being promoted and protected by them. You're looking to see, hey, Dave, what's the lesson in this? When this happens, where am I supposed to go? Because I know I'm supposed to go somewhere better, to a better situation, or make myself better. Can you help me get there? Because you also taught me the fastest way to get to the better place, the better situation, is to find someone in the better place, the better situation, and ask them for directions. That's the quantitative value that you get out of mentorship, whether it's a nutrition mentor, which I have, whether it's a sleep mentor that I have, whether it's a money mentor, meaning someone who helps me with my relationship with money, mentoring for what I have. They're all giving me directions to get to a better place or a better situation because they're already there.
This is awesome. Straight up, like, love this stuff, guys. This is Saturday morning. We just want to get a little weird and drop a couple nuggets. I'm going to bring on Juggernaut John right now. In the meantime, one quick question for you. I saw you this week talking about tricking your ego. Tell us what you mean.
Yeah, well, there's the alter ego effect, and tricking our ego in a variety of different ways. We can go ahead and, if you want to be a great baseball player, you could take Tony Gwynn's card and put it in your hat, and start telling your ego a different story, and allowing yourself to take on the energy frequency of somebody else. And one of the other things that I love about tricking my ego, it's just called the opposite game. So if you can't stop, drop, and roll, and let's say you piss me off, instead of using words that are indicative of frustration, anxiety, anger, separation between you and I play the opposite game in my head to dissolve and dissipate that anger and frequency. So if I want to tell you to F off, I would be like, Craig, man, I love you so much. I pray for your happiness. All I want is the best for you. And in my head, in my ego, the alter tricking the ego effect, I'm thinking, F you, Craig, you're not listening to me. I hope you trip and fall, whatever it is. But my words aren't matching my ego. And then you can also use the energies of others to take on your own identity of what you want to be before you actually are.
You're a brilliant barracuda. That's all I got. I'm going to bring on Juggernaut John. But
Juggernaut John was just on my TV show yesterday.
He's awesome.
You don't even know how good this is going to be.
I'm about to find out.
He
with us?
Yeah, he'll get weird. He's extremely handsome, though.
What's up, John? Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, great to be with you guys. Dave, you're the best. I love Dave. He's a mentor to coach to so many people and one of my favorite people on the planet. And Craig, great to be with you.
Yeah, it's so fun to connect with you. I've been a fan for quite some time, so I'm really looking forward to today. Dave, what are you smiling at?
Well, John and I are in the Mutual Mentor Club. So I have and am blessed to be around great minds, great leaders, and great mentors. And it's so much fun to have a mutual mentorship where, John needs something, boom, he calls me. I need something, I call him, and I watch him. And, he sometimes maybe even watches me or reads my book. I've read all 24 of his books. He may not even know it from the day that I met him because I wanted to learn so much about what is this guy's mindset? What's his heart set? Because his feelings came across even more than the genius that he is. But also, I wanted to learn the practical ways that he works as a leader. So what's his handset? And if you read his 24 books, you'll get a true understanding of heart set, mindset, and handset. But I love being a mutual mentor where he may pick up a few tidbits of mine, because remember, the way that we're going to change the world, people like Craig Siegel, John Gordon, and I, is we're teaching each other, because we have thousands of people that we could teach to teach others, and then we can reach millions, if not billions.
Ooh, Dave's got nuggets.
That's good. That's good. And you know what it is? It is about learning and growing and from each other. I see the way Dave works. Like, no one is more consistent than Dave Meltzer, right? He is so consistent. He shows up every day. He does the work. And you guys were just talking about it. You got to take action. You can have all the ideas in the world, but he shows you how to take action. And over time, those small little steps, those small actions every single day builds into this juggernaut business that he has, this impact that he has, right? And think about all the people that he's coaching. He's impacted you in coaching you. Incredible, right? But it all starts with, if he doesn't act, if he doesn't make that decision each day to do that work, if he just gets distracted and he doesn't do that, he doesn't create the life that he has now. So it really is about tuning out distractions. Distractions are the enemy of greatness. We got to remember that.
This is awesome. Let's just dive right in. I'm laughing because I just love you both, and this is great stuff. Johnny, one thing I saw you talking about recently on your content was that your vision is greater than your circumstances. I think a lot of people need to hear that one today.
Oh, definitely. I mean, in terms of where we want to go, what is our vision for our life? What is our purpose for our life? We don't get burned out because of what we do. We get burned out because we forget why we do it. So what is our why? What is our purpose? Where are we going? And then
Did he froze? Is that you, Mike or Craig?
John froze a little bit. I'm
All
still
right,
here.
I'll cover from when he comes back. So to that vision end, I think it's important we're tying in the consistency side of it, because people ask me what my superpower is, and it is consistency. And I went to dinner, by the way, after I filmed our TV show in Vegas, which John was on. And it was really interesting because I went with one of the guys that was in my original men's group, who I've known for 15 years as a mentee. And I do mentor him like I mentor you. But he sat there and he said, yeah, he goes, I got to admit, Dave, when you started 5 years ago and you had like one like, and I was like asking, like, why is Dave Meltzer doing this? Like, it would bug him. Like, he was embarrassed for me. Like, why is he doing it? He was actually, as my friend, embarrassed for me. Like, why is he's doing a meetup, honey. I went to it. There was 3 people there. Why is he doing this? And she today was kicking him under the table at dinner. Like, you're going to hurt Dave's feelings. And I said, no, no, no. This is exactly what I want people to know. Right? You talk about it. I was there when one person shows up for you. I was there to watch you in those stages, to be there to tell you this is how it works. And it doubles and doubles and doubles. And, you know, as John was indicating, it takes a vision. It takes a vision to apply your why. But if you can see 3 feet in front of you at night, if you can see 3 feet in front of you at night, you can get from San Diego to Maine, no problem. And what happens is I know what my vision is. I know my long-term and midterm objectives. But once I determine what those are, each day I try to see 3 feet in front of me with my what, my who, my how, determining what's important now and applying my why. And this is very, very important, because that ego you were talking about, the one that you've learned to spend minutes and moments in instead of days, weeks, months, and years, if we can learn to go ahead and understand that ego so that we can stand in front of one person and say, hey, I'm doing my best here. I'm learning lessons and I'm having fun, even though there's only one person here, even though John decided, you know, I really don't like Craig and Dave. I'm pretending like I don't have connectivity. I have no need to be offended. Neither do you, right? We're going to continue on with, you know, the one person that matters most to me, you, and that's what we do. And I told them a story. I did a speech, brother, that was a complete anomaly, a disaster. I was speaking for the University of Washington and the University of Seattle. Warren Moon, me, my best friend Rob Angel, the founder of Pictionary. I just had started my speaking career, and I was so excited because there's going to be 1,000 people there. Well, meanwhile, there's a screw up in the date. It rained. It was midterms, and there was 2 people there. And there was Rob Angel laughing at me. Anyway, oh, I was wrong. He does want to join us.
We'll never lose John.
I'll pay his internet bill. I'm gonna call his wife. She's a wonderful woman. I'll pay your internet bill there with those 24 books. You know you made millions, I'm sure.
It wasn't the internet, actually. It said someone tried to log on to my account from Switzerland or somewhere.
Oh no.
It knocked me off, so it asked me for my password. Never had that happen before.
You're too famous.
In the middle of talking about vision and purpose. But that's the thing, right? Whenever you're talking about vision and purpose, whenever you have one, life will try to derail you. It will try to knock you off your path. But you got to be consistent, come back. And my purpose to get back here was great. You could have heard my wife, you know, she's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I am getting back on there. Dave is waiting for me. Craig's waiting. I'm coming back. So, you know, in life, you get knocked down, you face adversity, you face challenges. How do we overcome? How do we respond? And our vision and purpose is greater than our challenges. And so when you keep that vision alive, you keep that purpose alive, it keeps you alive.
Ooh, that's got a nugget. Came back strong, I think.
You know, when you get really famous, people try to steal your identity. They try to log into your account. They do all those cool things, Craig. That's what you're going to have to look forward to when you get super famous.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that. And it's interesting because, you know, in terms of like putting faith on people, like I want everyone to just do their own thing. Everybody stands for something, so to speak. But Johnny, some of the stuff that you talk about, I think is really interesting. And something I heard you say was this: God doesn't pick the best; He picks the most willing. And that really stuck out to me. And maybe for anyone going through a little bit of struggle right now, that might relate to them.
Oh, definitely. Well, Dave and I both have a Jewish background, right? And
Same.
so, if you know, and you as well, okay. If you know anything about Moses, if you know anything about Moses, he was a stutterer, and so he really didn't have this great voice or command or power to go lead, an entire population of Israelites, to the promised land. And yet here he was chosen. He was chosen to go do that. And so God will often choose not the best, but the most willing. He wasn't willing at first, but when God said, I will be with you, he became willing. And that's the thing. We often are not willing, but God has a plan for your life. He has a purpose for you. And your job is just to say, I'm willing, like just surrender, use me. I remember years ago, I was struggling. I had lost my job during the .com crash. My wife almost leaves me because I'm being so negative and making her miserable. And when she almost left, I remember thinking, okay, why am I here? What is my purpose? And why am I so miserable though? And I knew I wasn't living my purpose. I wasn't positive. I wanted to be more positive. And I remember saying, God, use me for your purpose. Guide me towards my purpose. Like, have me do what you want me to do. Have me be what you want me to be. And I will go do your work and serve others and make a difference. My whole life up until that point was about me and success and making money and doing all of that. And it's amazing what happened once I surrendered to God and just surrendered to the greater purpose that was meant for me. My life started to change. It wasn't overnight, but I started to do this work. I had to go on a 28-city tour, 5 people in one city, 10 people in another, 20 in another when I wrote my first book, right? Most people we have were 100 people in Des Moines, Iowa. They thought Jeff Gordon was coming. That's why they showed up. Jeff Gordon wasn't there, but I was there. And I remember I got back, didn't know what my future held, but I knew, okay, I'm going to live this vision and purpose and just do this work. Years later, right, I get to be with you guys on an Instagram Live, friends with Dave Meltzer. Are you kidding me? Right? And so when that happens, you go, okay, like that's your purpose. That's what happens when you live it and breathe it. And you just have to be willing. You have to be willing. Just be willing to do whatever it takes to make a difference, serve others, impact others. And now, obviously, I have greater success and more money than I ever thought I would have in my life, right? But that's a byproduct. That wasn't the goal. It really wasn't. It was truly about making a difference.
I love how that happened.
I, I'm like speaking because I love to unravel this a little bit because it's not what you say, it's what people hear. And what John is saying is so important. And obviously I've had very similar experience. And my awakening was to realize one day that my wife wasn't happy with me and she was leaving me. And we feel the same way, John and I, about our wives as each other do. And we've met each other's wives and they've met each other. We know why now. But most importantly, there's a few things to unravel. I believe, John and Craig, that you have to believe there's something bigger than you. And I didn't. I thought I was bigger. I thought I made it happen. I thought I could get happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. And with my free will, with a will that was, a chip on my shoulder, a Tom Brady will, that I could make it happen. And until I realized that there's something bigger than me that loved me more than I love my own children, that more than my Jewish mom loves me. And if anyone has a Jewish mom, that's a big, big order, right? So once you realize that, then you can surrender, right? Because you can surrender and say, Lord, I will use my free will to clear anything that interferes with you and me. Lord, whatever interferes with the omniscient, all-knowing, all-powerful, you love me that much and you know everything. So when I have a setback, a failure, and mistake in my life, when I don't get the job or an employee doesn't work out for me or the team I love loses or I lose the national championship, I am now blessed because I asked myself, Lord, how am I being protected and promoted, not punished? How am I going to be protected and promoted? And this is another way to articulate what Super John just said. And I think it's important because when you get someone of such amazing intellect and enlightenment, that we can all share the same idea in a different way and more people will understand what he's trying to share. There's someone's trying to steal his identity again, Craig. You see that?
I didn't even realize he was frozen.
Oh, he's back. All right. He didn't let him steal his identity this time.
we can never lose him. John, you there?
He's there.
That was awesome. And Dave, I love, we had a conversation. Yeah. And the other day, Dave, you were talking about being motivated, and I just think that's so beautiful. And just pivoting for a second, John, another thing that I thought you said that I never heard it articulated like this, and I think Dave's like this one too, is you talk about toxic positivity.
Yeah, I just got to say that what Dave just said was so beautiful and amazing and powerful. So I just want to make sure I make that clear. Like, that was incredible what he just shared from a faith perspective. There's a reason why every addiction program has a higher power, because every addiction program knows that you can't do it alone. You need a greater power to overcome, to move forward, to create your life. And so that's the power of a higher power, right? To move through us. And there is a creator of the universe. We were created to create. We were imagined to imagine, as our friend Erwin says. And in that creation, right, we now create others. We make an impact. We share love. We are doing the work that we are called to do. And so there's so much power in that. But there's a greater power that has to move through us, because we will become weak on our own. And my word this year, by the way, I encourage everyone, pick a word for the year. One word that will move you, inspire you. My word was power this year. And it's been incredible how that power has been moving through me, because I was really weak around December. I got COVID, and it was really affecting me at the end of the Christmas, New Year's, worst time I've ever had in my life, actually. And I'm thinking, how am I going to speak on January 8th to this huge company, huge event? I need a greater power. Once I tapped into it, boom, like God has given me this amazing power this year. And back to your question on toxic positivity, there's no such thing as toxic positivity. Why? Because if it's toxic, it's not positive, right? I hate that term, because to me, on positivity and what positivity really is. What positivity really is also is a lack of empathy, a lack of care. It's glossing over someone's challenge. It's not meeting them where they are. It's
Really facing these
passionate. You just say, hey, just be positive. Don't worry about it. Or you'll get through this. Or a relative died. My relative died. You'll be fine. Feeling.
Again.
Yep. Now, it's a little choppy.
Okay?
But now it got choppy. You know what? He has too much energy. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. I see this happen with.
A little choppy. Sorry about that.
I see it happen with Deepak Chopra and Sadhguru all the time. The internet cannot handle the energy. That's just what's happening.
Now he's back. He's back.
Crazy. Where'd you last hear?
Who knows?
Can't be toxic and positive.
You know what? How about this? I love Dave. We're just talking about that all day.
This is the best. This is the best episode ever.
Ever. Straight up. Dave, what's on your mind?
You know, it's interesting because, this interference or reconciliation between negative and positive. And I think it stems from, and I'm going to promote John because he's kind of in and out. John talks to the biggest athletes in the world, the biggest leaders in the world, Dabo, McVeigh, Super Bowl
Make sure
leaders.
Wi-Fi is off everywhere else.
And it's interesting because there's a difference between motivation, which can be toxic, right? Motivation can be fear-based. You can get up, get back up, get started, and get back started because of toxicity, fear, comparison, all the things that I teach not to have in your life, to spend minutes and moments in. These are a unique opportunity to be motivated, to get up, get back up, get started. But what John's teaching is something called inspiration. And inspiration, when you're in spirit, when you're connected to and through this bigger, greater source, then that is what gets you there. That is what gives you the extra mile every day. This is where the positivity lies. But I want to bring a pragmatic perspective to the toxic side of things, the negative side of things, that don't fool yourself. Fear, negativity can motivate you, but this is a soul sucker. It's a short-term catalytic event that allows you to get up, get started, get back up, get back started, but it doesn't last. So you have to transition from the toxicity, from the negativity, into the inspiration and positivity. And if you can distinguish between the two, I think that you can understand that there's no such thing as toxic positivity, but there is toxic negativity in the world, and you need to utilize it correctly as like rocket fuel to get your ass up into the law of Goya so you can be inspired.
I love that. And essentially, motivation is temporary as opposed to inspiration, right, Dave?
Correct. And you get that a lot in these motivational speakers, the guys who have these workshops. All they do is juice you up, right? So, and then you get this big letdown when you're out of the 2 or 3 day event. And there's people that are addicted to these events, right? Because they like that short-term fuse, but there's no way to get you there, right? And then, so what do? You go to the next workshop and pay another $5,000, and then another $5,000, and you're still in the exact same space because you don't understand the difference between motivation and inspiration. If all you do is actually write down notes of what resonates with you at a motivational event, and then make a plan with what resonates with you, with what feelings you have, now you'll get to the inspiration side, the emotional aspect that gets you there. But I think it's important through what John teaches, this toxic negativity can be utilized as rocket fuel to get you up, get you back up, get you started and get you back started, but it will suck your soul dry. It'll never get you there.
I love this. And we'll end it with Johnny. I just want to say one thing on what you said, Dave. You're not like, you don't disregard that there'll be moments and minutes of time in that frequency, but you say just limit it to minutes and moments, as opposed to maybe being a little unrealistic, saying spend 0 time there, because we're all human.
Yeah, people say all the time, well, I want to get rid of my ego. I want to get rid of this anxiety, fear, depression. I said, it's never going to go away. You're human. Your ego's there to help you protect yourself, to feed you, fight you, flee you, and fornicate you. But what you want to do is just spend minutes and moments in the toxicity, into the negativity, and then spend the majority of your time in the positive light. And absolutely, one thing, everybody, please Venmo John Gordon. Everybody give $1 so he could pay his internet bill. I'm a little concerned that the books aren't selling, or something happened during COVID. I'm worried. So make sure we all Venmo him some bucks here. He's the best guy in the world, man. I hope he's going to kill me.
Johnny, are you there or no?
He's having.
It's too unpredictable over there. Dave, let's land the plane. One thing that you've been talking about a lot, we started the conversation with it, and maybe just tell the audience the difference, and then everyone will go about their weekend, is the empty mile.
Yeah, it's one of the favorite things. I was running this morning, and there was no one on the road, right? It's 40 degrees, which may be to a Californian -10 to a New Yorker. So just to give you a comparison. But I was once again thinking to myself, there's no cars. There's nobody out here biking, running with me. And I do this every day. See, the empty mile is non-competitive. There was nobody to race there. There was no one to be better than. It was just me. And why was it just me? Because if you go the extra mile every day, not the extra mile every once in a while. Extra mile every once in a while is extremely crowded, because almost every human is willing to go the extra mile when they feel good, when they have time, when there's no distractions. That's easy. Oh, I'll do that for you. No, you got to go to extra mile every day, and you'll live in an uncompetitive, abundant world of more than enough of everything for everyone. You'll run the clear streets, the fastest times, simply by living in the empty mile. No distractions, just peace, joy, love, accountability, gratitude, and forgiveness, running with you in inspiration. Trust me, anyone that runs knows when you're inspired, you are running at ease. You're running at ease.
I was running this morning. I ran 10 miles, and it felt at ease. Felt like I'd gone forever. It was like a moving meditation for me.
Yeah, there's another conversion I have to tell you. So 10 miles in New York at -10 degrees is the same for me as 3.5 miles at 41 degrees.
Dave, some of the most on fire I've seen you. Lying earlier. We'll have to bring John Gordon back for a sequel. I love you so much that it's concerning. Leave the audience with one final takeaway.
Hey, I want to invite our entire audience. I'm doing a launch party for my Apple TV, my 2-minute drill, my new studio. This Thursday, I'm having a VIP party. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll put you on the VIP list. I think we're going to have an In-N-Out truck as well, if you've ever liked the In-N-Out burgers. But most importantly, look, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Please, if you need anything, reach out to Craig or I. We are of service and we are blessed. Have a great weekend, Craigie Poo.
I'm going to tag you in the video as a collaborator so it goes to your feed. You know how to do it, right?
I think so. I'm going to do it right now. All right, thanks.
Love you so much, Dave. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
Bye. Too much fun, guys. We're going to get back John Gordon for a sequel because he's got so many nuggets and gems, and we'll iron out the internet stuff. Chef Marshall in the house, LB, everybody's out today. It's such an honor and privilege to be with you guys on a Saturday morning. I acknowledge that you guys can be absolutely anywhere. If you're not already in the CLS texting community, text the number on the bottom of the screen. All sorts of gems, nuggets like this each and every single day. See Hoops, I want to speak to you. I love you, Carrie. Text me in a little bit. I want to talk to you. Everybody that's out today, I just love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. That's the Paradigm Shift episode 49 in the books. Who do you guys want to see for the milestone episode 50? Let Dave or myself know. Stacy in the house, Nick in the house. Let us know who you guys would like to see for episode 50. All right, guys, have an unbelievable weekend. Sharpen the axe, set yourself up, and just chase that best version of you. If you're not sure what to do, show up as the best version of you would. Maybe make a list. How would the best version of you show up? What would be the quality of their thoughts? What would they do? And then chase that version of you each and every single day. And you can't go wrong. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for spending time with us today. Have a great weekend.